Zayd and the Whispering Shadows. A lesson on bad habits. In a quiet village, there lived a boy named Zayd. He was kind and playful, but he had one small problem. He often told little lies. At first, they were harmless. If he forgot to do his homework, he would say, "The wind blew my papers away." If he broke a plate, he would say, "The cat knocked it over." His friends laughed at his funny excuses, and Zayd felt clever. But what he didn't realize was that his habit of lying was growing like a shadow, getting bigger and harder to escape. The Whispering Shadows. One evening, Zayd's grandmother, Nani Aisha, called him over. She was a wise woman who knew many stories. She said, "Zayd, let me tell you about the Whispering Shadows." Zayd sat beside her, curious. "Long ago," she began, "there was a boy just like you. He started with small lies, thinking they didn't matter. But every time he lied, a shadow followed him. At first, it was tiny, but with every lie, it grew bigger. Soon, the shadow whispered in his ear, telling him to lie even more. And one day, the shadow became so big that the boy couldn't escape it." Zayd gulped. "What happened to him, Nani?" His grandmother smiled gently. "He had to tell the truth to make the shadow disappear. But by then, people had stopped trusting him." That night, Zayd couldn't stop thinking about the story. He imagined a shadow following him every time he told a lie. The next day, at school, his teacher asked, "Did you finish your homework?" Zayd almost said, "I lost it." But then he hesitated. He imagined the shadow growing bigger. So instead, he took a deep breath and said, "No, I forgot. I'll do it today." His teacher nodded. "Thank you for being honest, Zayd. Make sure to complete it." Zayd felt lighter, like a weight had been lifted. Over the next few days, he stopped making excuses and started telling the truth. And just as his grandmother had said, the shadow slowly faded away. One evening, Zayd ran to his grandmother and said, "Nani, I think I made my shadow disappear." She chuckled. "Good, my dear. Remember, bad habits grow if we let them. But with effort, we can make them vanish." From that day on, Zayd chose honesty over lies, and he never let the shadows grow again. Moral of the story: a small lie can grow into a big problem. Always choose honesty, because truth will always set you free.